Hey, Salut Friends. Today we are looking at a rare find. This is Fleur de Vigne from Hermès. Now, this is going to be one of those exhibition reviews because this fragrance is very rare. It is not commercially available, no reviews or articles about it, not present in the online fragrance databases and websites. It is like it does not exist. So I thought it would be good to document it as a record. Now the obvious question is this even real and how did it come about? I did some digging, spoke with some people and found a very old Russian blog, all of which validated to me that it is indeed authentic. It came with an Hermessence style box and pouch, which also helped. So the background of this fragrance, there's a group of elite wine connoisseurs in France who formed the fraternity called Knights of the Wine Taster's Cup in 1934. They are based at the 12th century chateau called Claude Vougeot, located in the Côte d'Or region in Burgundy, France. They have people all over the world with a hierarchy all headed by the Grand Master. He has many other supporting titles in many countries apparently. Lots of influential people have been part of this fraternity, including French presidents like Charles de Gaulle. Their main aim is to preserve Burgundy wine culture, the wine producing heritage, and hold events that promote the same topic. One such event on the subject of novelties in aromas happened in 2006, which was chaired by then CEO of Hermès, Patrick Thomas, with only 500 guests. One among them happened to be Jean Claude Ellena, who is the perfumer behind this composition. You would know if you have dug deep into the lore of Hermès perfumes that they have done quite a few limited special releases. For instance, there was a set featuring Eau de Cologne and Eau de Hermès made for the 1959 Cannes Film Festival. George V, a precursor to Brand de Réglisse, sold as a limited release for the reopening of their boutique at said address, a version of Calèche exclusive to Côte d'Azur. Of course, the latest paddock this year for the Saut d'Hermès horse competition. Many other rumors and speculations that they have made bespoke perfumes for special clients who are family, friends, and so forth. So it seems like Hermès has done this for a while. Here, Jean Claude Ellena's brief was to make a perfume that would evoke the smell of grape wine flowers, the fruits of which are made into wine. 500 bottles of this perfume were made to be given out to the 500 guests who attended, and that's it. Obviously, I was not there. I bought this online from someone in Paris. Jean Claude Ellena, of course, one of the best living perfumers. This was still at his initial years being the in-house perfumer at Hermès, which he would then take to new heights. It is the best designer house at the moment, I think. On top of that, the most consistent one. Coming to the smell of the perfume, I'm going to be guessing the notes here based on what I get because there are no official note breakdowns to be found. This opens bright, fruity and crisp with what comes across like cassis or blackcurrant. Along with the dense, sharp fruitiness, it also has this green, crushed leaves kind of aromatic vegetal qualities to it. So it is not just the fruit. I feel like it is supposed to represent even the bitter, unripened facets here. And I gotta say, it does not try to make it palatable in any way. That sharpness really feels like smelling a wet, broken off grape wine, which can be a bit challenging. It has this ammonia-like odor, a little bit on the cat loo side of things. It is really uncompromising, which I like. Then also made me understand, perhaps that's why it was not commercially released. But the sharpness and fruitiness settle down after the opening when it goes in the floral direction. The main bridge I got between the opening and the mid is the iris. It is a fresh, waxy, watery vegetal iris here. Reminded me a little of Iris made by Olivier Jacobetti and Iris Ukiyo-e from Hermessence. Got hints of violet as well. That purple, sweet, floral character is in here. I was obviously trying to think if it is similar to anything else from Hermès, like how George V was made as a precursor to Brand de Réglisse with lavender and licorice. One of my friends thought it had some hints of a fragrance that Ellena made in 1998 called In Love Again for Yves Saint Laurent. The perfume is at the bottom right, by the way. She made me smell it. Not identical, but I do see a few similarities. It is also supposed to evoke walking in a fruit garden that is much more fruity, sweet and juicier, more colorful and a lot more components fitted in like grapefruit and a vodka accord. This one is more bright and brisk and white like a morning beam of sunlight. At the end of the day, this one seems to be its own smell. What I can sense though is Jean Claude Ellena starting to streamline his Hermès, particularly the Hermessence signature. This is of course just after the launch of the Hermessence collection in 2004 with the likes of Osman Yunan, Rosé Kibana, etc. This feels so natural, fresh, carefree before he really reined in his signature with the later releases. I would imagine this was also personal for him because he's a wine lover himself. He has talked about how wine is his inspiration and source of reference smells for creating perfumes, and also how he liked working almost every day at his family mansion located on the outskirts of Grasse during his time at Hermès, even continuing to create perfumes that are not intended for release just for the sake of creation. Even if he can come across like a French aristocrat at times, I guess it does not matter as long as he makes interesting perfumes. Coming back to the smell, after the violet and iris in the dry down, what I'm getting clearly is also this green watery rose that adds to the plushness. Contrasting that is a sharp white floral, which I'm guessing is lily. It has this biting green tinged, endolic, slightly spicy, earthy, white floral smell in the heart. There could even be some jasmine in here, adding to that white floral bouquet. The last of the florals that I'm perceiving is orange blossom. This soft, orangey, citrusy, fresh, soapy nuance is clearly present. Some tomato leaf and soft, honeyed pollen nuances too. You can almost feel the crunchy, watery texture, like crushing those green, unripe wines between your hands and taking a big whiff of the released aromas. The heart is mostly these florals. Having said that, the bitter, somewhat sour fruitiness is acting as this layer covering them. So there is a fermented undertone to the smell throughout the wearing. Then further into the dry down, the sharp and plush floral bouquet with that bitter fruitiness becomes tender and joined by the musks. I am picking what could be a hint of vanilla in the base, but that's about it. The scent becomes ever so slightly dry and powdery before ending its journey with the musks. Overall, it is a fresh, fruity, watery, uplifting floral scent with a green grape wine twist. It smells very natural, like there is a flow to it, that sort of airiness and subtlety. It really is a tenuous and elegant composition. It is indeed like strolling through a vineyard on a bright spring morning in white clothes and taking in all those aromas coming through that fresh, clean breeze or from florals floating through a water stream. It is understated, airy and subtle, but lasts for a decent amount of time. So I've been wearing it this spring and summer. In the quintessential Ellena style, it is minimalistic, probably does not have a lot of components in it, but he has nailed the brief by creating this illusionistic smell in perfume form, in what comes across like a beautiful tribute to his wine appreciation hobby. It sure is a sublime scent. The drawback is going to be its rarity, of course. I've only seen it once before when it was put up for 400 euros on eBay. I don't think it is worth that kind of premium pricing just for its rarity, not at all. I was fortunate to find it at a very reasonable price. If not, I would have been completely content with Iris or Iris Ukiyoe for an iris, or Rosé Kibana or Osman Yunan for a fresh, fruity floral perfume. So it is worth sampling in case it appears in the wild, but I would never pay inflated prices for a minimalistic, fresh floral perfume, which Hermès has a lot of. Apart from the smell, which I enjoy, the reason I am taken with this is because of the fascinating subject behind. That is the relationship between perfumers and winemakers, especially within the context of Hermès and Jean Claude Ellena. The parallels of both making natural essences to fit in a bottle to sell to their customers, controlling every element from temperature to the type of soil, how the alcohol is added and aged, the blending and looking at it as an art. All of that is intriguing, which is why many perfumers seem to enjoy wine. Apparently, houses like Chanel have their own vineyards and made it a part of their business. So if anything, it has made me interested in exploring more perfumes that create smells at the culmination of these two worlds. Either way, those have been my thoughts on Fleur de Vigne from Hermès. Thanks for watching, take care and ciao.